Hello, it's your favorite sports here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join the fastest growing community on YouTube. Remember, ABF Sports doesn't happen without you. So please subscribe or you're gonna make crack. Deandra Sanders opens her heart. A mother's fight through pregnancy struggles and NICU battles. For some, September is just another page on the calendar, back-to-school routines, the fading light of summer, football returning to weekends. But for Deandra Sanders, daughter of Hall of Fame athlete and iconic coach Deion Primetime Sanders, September carries a different meaning. It is no longer just a month. It's a living reminder of survival, resilience, and faith. It is the month she remembers what it truly means to fight for life, as she continues to hold her son, Snow, close and recall the terrifying early days when his tiny body was surrounded by wires, machines, and the unwavering prayers of a mother who refused to give up. Becoming a NICU mom was never part of Deandra's plan, but it became her reality and ultimately her testimony. This September, as NICU Awareness Month shines a spotlight on the often hidden struggles of premature or critically ill newborns and their families, Deandra is using her voice and platform to make sure no one feels alone in the battle. Becoming a NICU mom was not part of the plan, but it became part of my story, she wrote, sharing her truth with her followers. Her Instagram repost of Black Glove Page's campaign reminded the world that behind every NICU crib is a family navigating fear, hope, and faith. I carry my little warrior's strength with me every day, she added, with hashtags like #NICUMonthAwareness echoing the collective voices of mothers and fathers everywhere who have stood watch in those sterile rooms. A baby named Snow. The images she shared tell a story words can barely capture. Baby Snow, his delicate face pressed against her chest, sleeping peacefully. A moment that hides the battles already fought in his short life. For Deandra, that image is more than a photograph. It's evidence of victory, because soon after his birth, Snow was admitted straight to the NICU. Those first hours, when most mothers are basking in the glow of holding their newborn, were instead marked by beeping monitors, anxious doctors, and prayers whispered into sterile hospital air. "My warrior," Deandra captioned the photo. Just 2 words, but heavy with the weight of a journey only she could fully know. Snow's story is not unique, yet each NICU journey feels deeply personal. By sharing it, Deandra connected to a wider sisterhood of mothers, including Corey Broaddus, daughter of hip-hop icon Snoop Dogg. Corey, too, had walked this path with her baby, Cody Droz. "I want to give a major shout-out to all the moms, the dads, the nurses, the doctors, from one NICU mom to another," Corey shared. "I know this is a hell of a ride, but there's nothing that God gives us that we can't handle. We got this." Deandra reposted Corey's words, amplifying her message. Together, they reminded their audiences that while NICU journeys may be filled with tubes and wires, they are also defined by unbreakable love. "When we come in here, we try to make sure our love is bigger than the wires and the tubes and the machines," Corey said, and Deandra knew exactly what she meant. A pregnancy of battles. Snow's fight for life didn't begin at birth. It started long before, while he was still growing inside his mother. For Deandra, pregnancy was not the idyllic journey many picture. It was a battlefield. From fibroids to threatened miscarriages, a shortened cervix that required circlage, multiple myomectomies, and even placenta accreta, her body was tested in every possible way. She endured blood transfusions, long stretches of bed rest, and the emotional toll of constant uncertainty. "We made it, y'all," she wrote in August, sharing a picture of herself in a hospital gown. The tears in her caption reflected not just exhaustion, but triumph. Through every challenge, the fibroids, the threatened miscarriages, the shortened cervix, the circlage, the myomectomies, the wisdom of age, keep it cute lol, the blood transfusions, placenta accreta, and wanting to take my entire uterus, the bed rest. Each word was a window into her struggle, but also into her unbreakable faith. And then came the moment that made every sleepless night worth it. The first time she held Snow in her arms, wrapped tightly in blankets, his small form pressed against her chest, all the surgeries and fears dissolved. She had her miracle. Snow turns 1, A birthday shared with Prime. On August 9th, Snow turned 1 year old. His birthday wasn't just a milestone. It was a miracle worth celebrating. And in a twist of fate, Snow shares his birthday with his grandfather, Deion Sanders. For Deandra, the timing felt symbolic. Snow wasn't just another life added to the Sanders family tree. He was a beacon of hope born on the same day as the man who had been her pillar of strength through the storm. "It's like God knew exactly what I needed," she confided to her followers. Her father, who has been battling his own health struggles, found renewed purpose in celebrating his grandson's life. For the Sanders family, August 9th will forever be a day of dual celebration, of legacy and of life. The power of sharing. By opening up about her struggles, Deandra has done more than tell her own story. She has created a safe space for other women facing the silent battles of pregnancy complications and NICU stays. Her honesty is a reminder that social media doesn't have to be a highlight reel. It can be a lifeline. So many mothers carry their grief and fear quietly, feeling isolated in their challenges. But through her transparency, Deandra has shown them they are not alone. Her message is simple but profound. If I made it through, so can you. Why awareness matters. September's NICU Awareness Month is more than a hashtag. It's about education, empathy, and advocacy. Families navigating the NICU often face emotional trauma, financial strain, and physical exhaustion. They need more than medical care, they need community support. By sharing stories like Snow's, the stigma of pregnancy complications and neonatal struggles is broken down. Awareness builds understanding, and understanding builds action. Whether through donations to NICU charities, supporting research, or simply offering kindness to parents walking those hospital halls. For Deandra, awareness also means honoring the strength of every parent who's ever stood at an incubator whispering prayers, every nurse who's ever held a baby when the parents couldn't, and every doctor who's fought for fragile lives. From pain to purpose. In the end, Deandra's journey is not defined by fibroids, miscarriages, or blood transfusions. It is defined by resilience, by faith, by the love that carried her through sleepless nights and anxious days. Her story is a tapestry woven from both pain and joy, and by choosing to share it, she has transformed personal struggle into collective strength. For every woman reading her words, wondering if they have the strength to face their own battle, Deandra's life is the proof. You do. "Some days I didn't think I could make it," she admitted. "But look at us now. My warrior is here. My miracle is here." And that is the heartbeat of her story, not just survival but triumph. Conclusion. A legacy of hope. The Sanders name has always been associated with greatness on the field. But Deandra has added a new chapter to that legacy. One not measured in touchdowns or trophies, but in courage, honesty, and the quiet strength of a mother who refused to let go. Her son, Snow, is more than her baby. He is her victory. A victory over fear, over medical odds, over the storms of pregnancy complications and NICU nights. And as September shines a light on NICU awareness, Deandra Sanders' story reminds us that behind every machine and every monitor is a love bigger than the tubes, stronger than the wires, and louder than the beeping alarms. Because sometimes, the greatest triumphs aren't won under stadium lights. They're won in hospital rooms, in whispered prayers, and in the fierce heartbeat of a mother who simply refused to give up.